Lich is kind of an intriguing support duo in itself. Who takes priority on farm on that? Is it Disruptor?
Oh yeah, it's Disruptor for sure because
Okay.
he's the 4 hero. The problem with BA's kind of when you have like two range supports, what makes it like difficult is like the roaming aspect of it because when you have a range support like it's like with Disruptor, it's like it's really awkward to have like rotations and like to dive towers in the early game. You know, when it hits like nighttime, that's when like support when you don't play the lane static anymore and you just kind of want to really move around the map and it's not like super duper effective.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that you do have a DK in the mid lane and someone that's like super tanky, it does like it changes it a little bit in that aspect to having like a balance of like range and like melee kind of like heroes because you need heroes that are able to like tank towers when you dive and stuff and kind of like poke and force reactions and so forth.
Absolutely. Solid team fight between those two supports for Business Associates too. Looks like the Lich Axe lane here. I'm trying to think of like which of these two. So Disruptor then I guess joins Axe as the off lane, and they are going to be going against the Baden. The Baden of course has that innate way to just purge off any pesky thunder strikes or problems or battle hungers. Let's say. I mean Oracle had that too. So if they end up splitting up, you have purges on both lanes now.
They picked X there just because it's a blind pick. They see an Oracle, so it's like even if they pick a strong lane, like X is going to be capable of cutting. And because when you see the 5 position, you can kind of pick like whatever offlaner that you. I mean, you can pick a offlaner that can cut because there's certain 5s in the game where that doesn't allow it. Like when you pick like Undying or Shaman with boots and stuff, you can zone this out. But like an Oracle is just going to watch this axe like completely free farm if the carry is like capable of contesting this axe.
How painful is it to watch the offlaner be able to get away with that? Is it worth the attention of FURIA to try to change things up early on and put the tusk down there, or would that be too devastating to the lane they originally planned? Like, is it something that you just have to sack, like in that bottom, just accept the fact that this axe is going to get a lot, or is it worth trying to make an audible call to address the axe so he doesn't get so much of a free time?
It. Oh, dang, this is an Abaddon carry.
Yes, it is. If we have, unless Centaur's carrying, which is not very likely. Abaddon certainly has been more of a niche carry pick from time to time, but yeah.
And it's like the trade off between Axe Farm is like the carry. If the carry is generally going to get more, and your off lane as well, and then your 4 position. Like if the Susker's not really doing much bottom, once he gets his level 2, then he can zone. He alongside with the Oracle can zone this Axe out. So it's like you have to really understand what you're getting out of the map and if it's worth trading, and if the trade off is fair or better. If it's worse, then you have to find something to do on the map that just like nullifies or stops the tempo of what the axe is doing or what business associate is essentially doing. But this is gonna be pretty interesting. This like I feel like Furia just their last 3 picks after they saw Disruptor is like countered this. He just countered like Oracle's good for some. Abaddon removes his Q. Kunkka has X for his glimpse as well. So
actually they're spooked by this Disruptor pick, I guess. Yeah.
So generally speaking, though, it's like these are like the small details that like defines like pro and like kind of like amateur level. It's like the skill builds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most disruptors, especially when you're playing a 4 position, you kind of want to max the Q out before the W, just because of like the farming abilities. I mean, it's like you want to have a balance, right? Like 2 or 3 levels to get as much damage as you can.
Mm-hmm.
But based off like what Furia's lineup has, you want to, even though he's a 4 position, you have to go like more utility because it's like all of their heroes, your Q won't really do much in this game. Because you have Snowball, you have Oracle that removes it, Abaddon. It's like all these heroes that don't really like benefit off like they can just dispel this Q. So like having this glimpse and having this extra catch is going to be really nice. But the problem with Business Associates lineup is like they need to hit a strong timing because I feel like they don't have that much damage, especially in the early game. And with Furia's, like they have a little bit faster tempo lineup with this Tuskar and Kunkka, and they have I kind of like their draft. But this Necro pick was actually really good though, with all these like Abaddon, Kunkka, and Sentai 3 triple strength. So
isn't Oracle pretty good against Necro though? Like one little Fate's Edict might ruin everything for Necro. Isn't that how it goes? Typically, or Azul, obviously, it could definitely bail out anybody in trouble from Necro.
Oh, for sure. Oracle is like one of the best heroes against Necro, if anything. He has 2 spells that like stop this Necrophos, right? But this was just way too good of a pick, like 3 strength cores, which is really interesting.
All right, but who do you got on the draft? From my perspective, both these seem pretty high tempo, right? You don't have no traditional late game kind of scaling cores in this one. You know, Necrophos being pretty high tempo in his own right, likely to try to build off the back of a good snowball phase with Axe, with DK kind of leading the helm and pushing the objectives forward. While on the other side, Furia also pretty proactive. You know, Kunkka certainly can scale very nicely, but also builds on the back of kind of getting a lot of use out of his bow and finding some opportunities. Centaur pretty charged forward. They both seem fast. So if there's a head-on collision type of situation, like who do you think is going to persevere when the dust settles?
Well, I thought DK was gonna go mid, but I assume that's why Fear kind of first picked this DK because it's a flex pick for them. It's
For
a one
sure.
and position 1 and 2. Um, and Necro's actually going mid. I was gonna say the tempo of this game really comes down to this Kunkka, honestly, because the vessel is going to be a key item this game. Even though there's going to be a little bit of changes, they don't. Business Associates doesn't have any W heroes or any heroes that can dispel this vessel, so it's going to be a big thing. And if he hits his timing early, it actually just destroys this DK and Necro. And if Kunkka has a bad game, I think then I think Business will take full control of this game. So
And
I feel like it really doesn't matter what happens to. I mean, I think Abaddon's gonna still free farm no matter what because it's just the nature of the hero with what Business has. They can't really apply much pressure. But like, I think if this game goes like mid game and it's in Business Associates gold advantage, then it's pretty easy because I still think it's a pretty free. I'm not gonna say it's a free Necro game, but it's a pretty decent game. It just like I said, everything is gonna come down to this Kunkka.
And we'll start this one off with a pause and a reminder of what is at stake here as we take another quick peek at the group stage here. Shouts once again to Monster, who hooked us up with the sponsorship, keeping us energized to allow this event to even happen. There's your standings. As you see, Business Associates kind of in the middle of the road there. Still pretty important series for them, as if FURIA do manage to pull out the win, we are going to have a tiebreaker situation between Business Associates, Thunder Predator, and Cloud9 on who is going to be able to stay in the upper bracket of the playoffs and who is going to have to battle through the scary lower bracket. And then after this Furia versus Business Associates matchup, it's going to be Quincy Crew going against Beast Coast. And it's going to be exciting to see them. Quincy Crew and Crazy have both been hanging there at the top, and tomorrow we'll get to see them go head-to-head. So it should be an exciting time. Let me get this back switched over. But yeah, and we also have a fresh new patch, as you kind of alluded to with the Spirit Vessel changes. We haven't had too much of an opportunity to really look over the new 7.268 patch, but I am trying to skim things a bit. They hurt my poor man Coddle, man. They hurt my Coddle. They actually got to him.
I was about to mention, I actually don't think he was first ban worthy anymore because like what kind of really made him broke. I mean, his chakra is still pretty broken, but the blinding light is what really made him like nice in the lane and how you get out of him or get out of the laning stage because of his like abuse with his like cooldown. Like 14 seconds is actually ridiculous, but that extra 6 seconds is like wow. 20-second cooldown is pretty long.
I agree. I mean, as the game progresses, it probably is not going to feel that big of a hit, but like you're mentioning, his blinding light potential in the early game is really what made it work. And
yeah, I mean, you can't really get to mid late game if you're getting completely destroyed in the laning stage, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm a little biased, I guess. I don't think he should be totally taken out of the meta because of this change. I agree, 6 seconds is a lot, but we'll have to see.
Cooldown too. His ulti, 10 more seconds.
10 more seconds. What's 10 more seconds of waiting? I don't think that's that big. But the chakra wasn't changed at all either. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. He still has the blinding light talent too.
It's interesting. Moose is playing a 4 Lich. Wow. And Fear's actually playing the 5 Disruptor, and both of them starting with a Bassi. It's interesting.
Both have a Bassi. All right, that's fun.
Necro going against mid. Necro has always historically been very favored against Kunkka, but you have to put in consideration. I guess they're both playing with lag, right? A little bit of lag here.
Yeah.
But Necro has historically been like pretty very, very dominant versus Kunkka. Nullifies everything that he wants to do with Tidebringer. Out sustains him.
And I don't really imagine there will be Well, maybe there'll be some outside influence if Tusk finds opportunity to leave Centaur to his own devices in that top lane. I guess we could see Tusk roam around and try to make things a little easier for the Kunkka if possible. But that would mean Centaur needs to really have a good time. He'll have to deal with Fear's Disruptor and that pesky Q and Moo, who probably is not going to pay too much mind to the Centaur. It will more keep his head low and grind out some serious farm on the DK.
You click on Centaur, he's starting off with no items. He's starting with the Ring of Tarask here, so it's pretty good actually. I feel like both of the side lanes are essentially just gonna free farm. You see Axe is already in, prepared to cut. So both side lanes are gonna free farm, and it's gonna really come down to this mid lane.
Oh yes, this is Dota in 2020 right now for the off lane. Feels like they'll try to slow him down a bit with the Q, but you're not going to stop this man from taking this wave and pulling it all the way back home to where he can like to farm, or at least to the nearby jungle. I mean, it's nice for Oracle to try to sap up maybe some nearby XP if he does happen to take it to a neutral camp, but for now, just kind of gatekeeping Brax as he grabs another full wave for himself and then begins to go to work on the spins.
It's even though my team really unorthodox to have this Lich on position 4, I think Business made a really right decision here, because if this Disruptor is bottom, he can't pressure this Abaddon, but the fact that this Lich is bottom, he's able to pressure this Abaddon, get some creeps. I mean, he missed some denies, but he's messing up his last hits as well. And look, he's already like really low in regen. He expected, obviously, this Disruptor and just to shield off whatever Disruptor's going to throw at him. And because of that, like, Business is able to pressure two side lanes a little bit.
Yeah, can't do much about that pesky Frost Shield. Very nice to have to be able to muscle him down. And Moose is also to get to snipe the Courier from RDO. So I don't know if he managed to get out a little bit of regen. He has the 3 tangos, but if he was planning on ferrying out any additional sustain, he could be in a bit of trouble there. It does look like Necro is just inching ahead in that CS game in the mid lane at the moment. 13-3, Kunkka at 5. So yeah, as you mentioned, the Necro is kind of off to a good head start in the CS game.
What FURIA really needs to do is like the rotation from both of the supports to come at mid, maybe either at 4 minutes to secure the rune. When Kunkka's level 4 to have like the right setup, and most Necros won't really get Growth Shroud just because of the lane matchup until level 5. So if you're able to kill this Necro and help this Kunkka just a little bit, then he'll be able to get something, and he can jungle eventually, because this, like I said, this lane is like really difficult for this Kunkka here.
Yeah, I don't know how much Oracle will be able to shift over and help out. He's, for now, able to kind of keep Moose at bay a bit. He hands off the salve to RDO, so he has that little bit of extra life, and RDO gets to work with the side camp. RDO trying to keep pace with where the Axe is at. As Brax clears out another wave, he gets closer to level 4, where RDO is already at that level 4. You were mentioning before about maybe rotations could come from Heiko at the top lane if they get, this lane push forward, or at least away from the bounties. He could grab a bounty and make a rotation down there. But he's got his own creep pool now.
This Oracle's like really sad right now. Like I said, he was just like watching this Axe, this free farm. He can't do anything. He's just stuck at level 1 because all he can do is like spectate. And honestly, the best thing he probably could have just done is just throw some Qs at this Lich to help to secure Abaddon's lane early, get his level 2 at least. But Lich is looking to warding and some rotation right now, potentially trying to kill mid.
Yeah. Lich scooting his way on over. Brax is around the corner. Murdoch already pretty low, does salve up. But as you mentioned, Moose is waiting in the wings. A possible opportunity to strike. If he reaches the 4-minute mark, he'll pepper him up right now. Where is it, Moose? Is that the time? He goes in, hits him with a Frost Blast. Already rotation to come. It's Duster, but by the time he arrives, it's a bit too late. 9 already gets the kill, and there's your first blood of the game. Successful strike by BA.
It's kind of weird about that. It was they had full vision of that. This Oracle should have been there already in preparation, because this Kunkka was like very low.
Oh, Courier. Oh, I thought that was Brax's Courier. It's Lich's Courier almost in a... Lich's almost in a bit of a jam, but looks like they're going to be fine. Duster now just going to hang by the side of the mid lane as he takes some of that XP in the meantime. But free farm for Axe, free farm for Abaddon. Axe at 30 CS. Necro at the same CS, and he's had a lane to deal with. But things are going glorious there. We'll touch base with top lane as Sexy Fat is eating that harassment from Fear. with the Bassi, with the Mango, with a bunch of clarities. He keeps dishing out the Q, but they've had enough of it. They block him in with a nice little set of shards. The kinetic field is not going to keep them off, and looks like FURIA are going to scratch a win themselves.
Nice play by them. FURIA does end up with 3 bounty runes, so it's actually pretty nice for them there too.
Duster may pay for it. Goes in deep to get that bounty rune, and now Brax is able to meet him in the river. Hits him with the call and a couple of punches, and Brax will get a kill under his belt. He,
all of these cores are free farming except for the Kunkka here.
Yeah, everyone is
like
getting grossly big, with the exception of the pirate. He has to back off and even wait for his level 6. Necro over level 6 at the time. And like you mentioned before, even the likes of Brax getting farmed up grossly. He just picked up an item. What has he got coming out? He's going early blade mail? Is that what I'm seeing? Chain mail? Blaze of attack?
He has phase boots.
Oh,
Brax?
the boots. Yeah, my bad. Phase and then
there's a
blade
3v3 mid lane
mail.
right now.
He got hit, but there's that Fate's Edict counter. Just takes away that pesky Necro ult, and they're looking to turn the tide, moving in with the setup. Aiko hitting him hard, but loses his own life. They couldn't finish him off with the Purifying Flame, so 9 will step away and heal on up. Moo's also forced to backpedal, but there was no follow-up Purifying Flames damage there. It's only level 1 also, so...
Oh, there's a regen top 2 for the Necro. It's pretty unfortunate, honestly. FURIA was like, I saw Tuskar going in. He clearly didn't do the math there. If he had his tag team, which he was only like 6 mana off, I think the Necro would have died with 2 hits from him and Oracle. But it's still unfortunate there.
He's back tag teaming up at the top lane. Moo is pretty damn tanky though. He's got the 3 points into the Dragon's Blood. 8 a tango. They still can't get him down. Murdoch's here. He's like, I'll help out, boys. The 3 of us should get it done. And they changed their mind because now support's on the way. And I don't think Fear has a glimpse. Nope, doesn't look like he may need one. He drops down the kinetic field. They got the Frost Shield. That's going to be slowing him enough. Moo looking to finish off Murdoch. Hits him with the Breathe Fire. Oh, the Fate's Edict to disarm him. And Kunkka will be able to make it away. And now comes Sexy Fat looking to move in onto Moo. Moo now getting hit with the damage. There's the stun and finish.
Wow, I was about to say that was kind of a desperation play from FURIA. They were rushing that way too fast. Like Kunkka was like reviving, he didn't even TP yet. They already started the initiation, and I think business just fell a little bit overconfident there. And Moo overextended a little bit. Don't really want to chase heroes like that. Their catch isn't the greatest. Fear's not level 4 yet. He doesn't even have glimpse, so baited them back into him.
Well
the Necro
played.
does get a free tower though.
FURIA to turn it around, but yeah, like you said, that leaves the mid lane totally wide open, and this Necro is able to get the free, pretty valuable tier 1 tower mid. So he's now getting close to level 8. He just finished off his hood. That's going to be a problem. This Necro is certainly off to a wonderful start. 56 and 13. The next in line is Brax, who still is trucking away at this bottom lane. RDO looking like a bit of a comeback factor here for FURIA if possible, but 9 is rotated all the way down below. He's got that Reaper Scythe. They want to see if they can get some blood with it, but RDO's going to bounce.
They're leaving 1 support to take mid for this free XP using their strongest hero right now, which is Necro. He has a hood already at 8 minutes to pressure this tower. So they're just pressuring towers right now. FURIA right now, they're kind of looking to like try to find some like kills, but the problem is like Business's lineup, it's like, who are you gonna kill? The only people that you can really kill, honestly, is, at this point, is like the supports. And Kunkka is level 6, and that's their priority. Necro defending mid again, this hood.
A lot of attention and time from FURIA, though, to this mid lane. And I don't see a way they're going to be able to take a strong fight and then also take a tower. So it looks like Murdoch is just going to use his boat on some nearby creeps for now, accepting that
I think that was kind of a poor decision there. He should have just ran towards top. He saw the Necro TP in mid, and they should overwhelm this top tower because the fact that this Necro can't connect. He's not a hero that's like very mobile. He has 325 movement speed. He's not going to be able just to run top, right?
Yeah.
If you're overwhelming this tower with 5 people, it's a free tower, and you have the ability to also kill their carry.
They're heading that way. They're just not as snappy about it as you probably would like, because by this point, business might be privy to what is happening here. They have a couple of rotations. It's Big Bad Brax showing up for the first time, stepping out from that bottom lane, and he hits it home with a big dunk. taking off the head of that Centaur, and now they're chasing down, looking to burn up Heiko here. Heiko with the cute little shard block takes him up within the trees. We'll keep eyes on the chase, and Moo will get the finish there. Down below, it's Oracle, and he also goes down. Disaster for FURIA as they lose 3 across the board.
Yeah, they just got completely outnumbered there. Like, their biggest damage dealer, and especially in the early game, and the reason why Kunkka, I feel, was picked was because of the early game tempo and how much damage he essentially does. And the fact that he was jungling, he had no status in being able to connect. Like, this dive on top just felt, like, very awkward.
All right, solo kill opportunity maybe. Yes, successful as Murdoch invades to go for the bounty. He crosses paths with Lich and gets something going his way. It's at this point feels like just a little bit of a morale boost for him. Obviously, he was hoping to get more battle action going positively for Kunkka earlier, but they'll have to settle for that. Meanwhile, top lane, they make the approach from Moo, but here comes Brax from behind, gets the call onto the Centaur. Try to pull him back a bit, but I don't think they have enough follow-through rather to do anything about it.
And Brax does finish up his blink now. I assume Fear is going to be bringing a smoke soon. Oh, he doesn't have boots yet.
Blink and... Oh, I thought he had the hood. That was the Necro, but Blink and Phase... that would be insane. So he's got Blink and Phase, and I imagine wants to get his hands dirty with it right away. There's that
Business
ward,
should definitely pick up a smoke and be able to use Disruptor and Axe combo together. But they didn't bring a smoke out with them, so... Just play whatever they're going to be doing next is kind of slow. Because usually when you want to hit an item timing, you want to like make a play with it. Like,
oh, for sure.
And they are definitely looking into it, but it's kind of awkward. Like I said, it's because it's daytime and they don't really have a smoke for this. So they're going to be in vision soon.
They're going to do it the old-fashioned way here. The clean way, you know? It's 421, past 420 after all. Let's see if they can do it without the need of the purple stuff. Doesn't look like they're going to have enough companionship nearby.
They have too much on the map to defend this tower right now, right? They have this mid lane that's shoving in. Bottom lane is also free farming. They have their whole jungle, while they have like 3 people showing on this tier 1. So business understands like if they defend this tower, they're going to lose a lot of map control, and they didn't want to sacrifice that side of it.
9 shows himself in the mid lane. If FURIA want to get crazy in this top lane, they may be in trouble. As the rotations are coming now, 9 heads to the outpost. There is the glimpse pull back onto Sexy Fat. Heiko throws himself into the fray and right into the arms of Brax, where he'll call him in. And they'll get sent to the Shadow Realm as he gets finished off by 9.
That was good by Fear. Even though he glimpsed the Centaur, I think most Disruptors would have just comboed there with the Static Storm and Kinetic Field. But what they were trying to do was bait Furia to like have more of his teammates to come out, so Axe can get this like successful like blink call and then combo. So they're trying to bait each other's spells out, which is like pretty cool to look at.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Fear able to reserve the ult while FURIA have the conscience to make the call to pull out, not take the team fight.
And then like the Tuskar rolled in and
he's like, don't worry boys, they'll take me instead. Does mean that Fear has that pocketed ulti just in case. Moose is not even level 6 yet on his Lich. He's trying to get there though. Mid lane, he should score that level 6 if he wants to go right into the Chain Frost. That would be a nice little ulti to have. There it is.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because it's like if you look at business supports, they have like 3 pretty greedy cores, and they pretty much have 2 position 5s this game. This is kind of how the game is going to be.
Okay. They spot out RDO trying to take back their own outpost. Brax leaps in with the call. Moo in full dragon form begins to unleash his fiery breath. RDO, his ult gets popped, and a beautiful glimpse brings him right back into the arms of business, and they will finish him off. Obviously, he is out and alone, so they swarm top lane to look to go for 9, but that's when the full support staff shows up from Business Associates. If you couldn't get the job done now, you're not ever going to get it done. They try to bail out Sexy Fast with the false promise. They already lose Heiko. Will they lose more? Brax on the chase. He's way out ahead, though. And they're going to have to turn back and settle for the Oracle. No! Brax not done yet. He leaps in, gets the call, gets the pullback. That Centaur's so damn tanky, guys. Are you sure you want to do this? Yeah, Fierce here. He pulls him back even further.
They do have the Necros, though.
That's true. He has the ult. Send him to hell. Boom. He's gone. Nine dominating now.
What's sort of awkward right now is like Abaddon's like a pretty strong hero, and they still have this mid tier 1-up. They should be able to surround it with like 5 people, because right now their strongest hero in the game is this Abaddon, and I feel like him sitting bottom for like the past 14 minutes of the game and not really. He's not applying pressure. He's just hitting creeps because he's not hitting. He can't hit towers. He's hitting like ancient creeps and just creeps, right? And I understand that he's kind of the carry, but you have to utilize him somehow, because this hero is very, very good versus business on what they have with like PK stun, disruptors, thunder, and, like just his heals. And these heroes need to be able to play together with this Oracle.
Yeah, but it looks like Business Associates are fully confident at this point. They are using the momentum they've already built up for themselves. They invade deep now into FURIA turf and catch out little Duster trying to do his own warding. And, you know, this is as you should do if you're business side. They command most of the map, and they're taking away as much real estate as possible so that whoever on the FURIA side is trying to be the secret farming core has very limited options now.
So Kunkka is building Halberd. I don't know why. Aside from just I mean,
dragon,
it's a standard.
I guess. Yeah, that's it.
It's a standard item for Kunkka. But I just feel like this vessel was like super broken this game.
Jump in call. Snowball
nice
save, but how are they going to get themselves out of this one? They're going to just try to take moves with them if possible. Nice boat, and that will secure the support finish, but it may cost them too. They lose the Tusk, and Murdoch should be next. 9 burns them away slowly and painfully. Meanwhile, over the mid lane, you have Oracle and Sexy Fat Centaur here, now getting glimpsed back into a Static Storm setup from Fear. Moves will catch him off from the front. Times out the Dragon Tail, but okay, Duster hits him with the False Promise, and he's going to be able to blink away. He should be fine.
Is he live? Yeah, he's live. Yeah, so Abaddon is closing up to his relic soon. At the same time, Necro. Wait, what did he just buy? Oh, he bought bots. Okay.
Necro has already accused up himself.
Yeah, I thought it was close to relic, but then I was like, what happened? He bought bots.
Oh, big snowball in to Brax, but Brax just holds that staircase, telling FURIA that they are not allowed to come into their own jungle. And Moo is going to begin to clean house here, potentially. Could go for his third here. It's going to be sniped away from Brax. Mega kill streak for him. 4 to 17. This one going out of control real fast. RDO is trying to grind up the resource farm he can on the side, and in hopes that the Radiance is going to be a power peak for Fear to pull this one back.
The thing is, I feel like they're kind of they have to do something with this Radiance once he finishes it. So I'll give him like another 2 minutes, and they need to be able to make a play. Otherwise, business is gonna continue snowballing on all of their cores and just snowball out of control here.
The fighting doesn't stop. It looks like RDO did manage to catch out Fear at the top lane, and now the chase is on. Does have a TP. He's going to try to find a pocket to go into in this top woods, but he's going to have to pull out the Ukes. Can he break their ankles and find a spot to TP out from? Oh, Moose has caught him. Gives him the gaze. The Centaur ult. Oh, save RDO. Save him. Oh, they caught him. They jump in. They got Moo waiting out front. Are FURIA going to try to come in and save Private RDO? No, they are not.
Oh, this is sad. 70 seconds at 18 minutes right now.
Yeah, that Radiance is never coming. It's going to be, like you said, 70-second on the sideline. Sexy Fat trying to push with the rest of his team down that mid lane in hopes that business won't be quick to turn their attention, but they do show up to the mid lane rather fast. They catch on to Heiko, finish him off, and take out the secondary support in Duster. Business Associates now pulling ahead 5 to 20. And looking for a tier 2 mid.
This is looking pretty rough for FURIA here with what they really need to do to win this game.
I love this Delta split now from Business Associates. After they take that tier 2 mid, they just split to the top lane and the bottom lane to just grab the wave, either finish it off or take it back to the mid lane. So that the pressure will
help alleviate all the pressure on the side lanes. Oh, it's pretty good.
All right, looks like they may fend off any serious high ground pressure while Murdoch is spotted up at the top lane. Gets the call, which will prevent him from getting off any additional skills or damage. And now he tries to go for a TP, but Nine says, you can't do that, sir. I got Yules now.
Business is also camping high ground right now and seeing if anyone camping their ward. Oh, they have a sentry.
Murdoch quite slippery.
It's like pretty unfortunate because there's like they're chasing this Kunkka around for such a long time and they're showing 2 people, right? But because they're so far behind, these 4 heroes, the rest of the 4 heroes that they have, they should have been able to go high ground and kill business associates, and they know that they're camping this high ground on the left. But instead they run to the right, and it's just like unfortunate. It's like partially because of the heroes that they have and what business, like they don't have damage anymore, and that's like their biggest issue because of how like of their laning, and like they have an Abaddon carry. It's just kind of like awkward.
Yeah, Abaddon needs the Radiance to really start dishing out the damage. The Kunkka had been put in check in the laning phase so hard and went with this halberd route that his damage doesn't really feel super impactful. And as business associates get stronger, and I don't know what the supports are picking up. I see Veil on Lich, and then Fear is going straight Ags.
Smoke coming out right now on business, cutting across the map. I mean, it's just like Dota's just honestly as simple as like if you see like a fight and where you're outnumbering them, if you don't win the fight, then there's usually something wrong, right? And it's just like I always think about Dota like in a sense of a numbers game, and if you're able to outnumber your opponents, then the fight should almost always be favorable for you.
Well, business associates have numbers advantage now, being a 5v4 after they take out Heiko in the bottom lane. They shift back to mid. FURIA trying to dance around with their vision in what they feel like is their comfortable safe space here in the high ground towards the mid lane. The Murdoch getting a long push through that top lane, trying to get whatever solo bits of farm he can. But business associates not looking to lev up the pressure. Nine creeping in, gets the casual Yules, but doesn't cause an alarm from FURIA to jump in yet. In case Nine may have been a bait.
Isn't this a good combo? If you Silver Edge the Abaddon, he has to click on the borrow time to get it off, but if Disruptor combos him in a static form and he Silver Edges him, he actually just dies.
Very true. No silence, no chance to get the borrow time off at all, and that could be a single life Abaddon if done properly. Well, they do manage to quickly chunk down Moose, Lich. This could be the best opportunity for FURIA. As they say that, they do lose their Oracle. The chase is on for Fear, though, from the other side. Murdoch looking to move in. Gets the Torrent, gets the right click, and now Sexy Fat with a double kill. Moo moving in. Him and Nine, though, start muscling down Sexy Fat. Nine on the chase. Doesn't have that Reaper Scythe ulti yet. Is Sexy Fat going to make it away? I see that cute little heel chasing for him, and he should be able to outrun it. Heiko burned down from Moose, though. And now they surround RDO. The Yules, and now he has no more borrowed time. They should be able to surround him and finish him off.
I was just about to say, this is the timing that they wanted. This is what they asked for. They got the Radiance. They're ready to fight. But unfortunately, what happened in the team fight was they're just focusing too many different targets. I felt that Axe should have died there. If they focused the Axe together on the left side, or just like they had multiple team fights in one. And if they just had one team fight, I think it would have been very different. And, you know, after that, they didn't have any more spells for the 2 beefiest foes, which is the DK and the Necro.
All right, this could be the final hurrah if successful for business associates. Jump in from Brax, call back. He gets X right back to that spot. The Yules, though, prevent the quick jump in. And now they split off from Moose's Chain Frost. Roll in from Heiko. He brings Murdoch right into their arms. Sexy Fat looking to go for the follow-up stun setup. False promise to bail at Murdoch, but he gets stunned up from Moose. They're looking to burn him down. The Reaper Sight. That doesn't do enough with the Fate's Edict on there, so Murdoch's going to be fine. Moose does manage to finish off the Tusk, and they'll get a second chance on trying to finish off Murdoch, but Murdoch can't hit anything. He's still hit with that Fate's Edict, so he's just waiting. But Sexy Fat does ultimately drop to the hands of Fear. Business associates still commanding their way through this mid lane. They get another opportunity to go pull back on the Murdoch, and there's the dunk finish. He's gone and out. Brax takes his head, and business start chipping away right for the tier 4. They're not even trying to go for side lanes. Well, they force out a buyback from Sexy Fat, and that's when they decide to retreat.
They don't care. They're going in, man.
But the chase is on. This is all that FURIA got. Everything in the chamber for this one. They lose Heiko. Buyback from Brax. Business Associates also know this could be it, and they're looking to go for the finish. RDO limping away. Now has borrow time. 9 very low here.
Buyback on Tuskar now. But they're desperate. They're gonna go for it.
They've committed already so much money. There's no sense in playing this one on. The jump in from Murdoch. A nice little snowball save. And Murdoch just throws himself. Don't take my friend. Take me instead. But Murdoch does get glimpsed back by Fear. And he is dead and out without a buyback. Only 2 to survive. I think this could be it. But FURIA not quick to tap out. We have 2 perfectly capable players here, they say, to try to hold the line. But Jimmy, this one's looking pretty over. 32-8, and there's the GG call.
Yeah, 20k gold lead at 25 minutes.
Woo!
It was a very rough game for FURIA. I think Business adapted very well with the draft that they had with open picks such as like DK playing on 1 and 2, and I think the biggest game, the lane changing thing was the Lich and the Disruptor. If this Lich was like top lane and Disruptor was bottom, like bottom would have snowballed Link a lot more. Having this 2 position 5s was like it worked out for them with the 3 like greedy core lineups that they had. But all in all, it's like I think what FURIA really needs to do for game 2 is being able to identify the team composition and like their team fights as well. Like they're being outnumbered in all of these fights. They're hitting these tier 1s with like 1 or 2 heroes when other people are showing on the map. So like, you know, Business is able to like mass TP and like overwhelm them with the numbers, and it's very awkward for them to take these like engagements. So
yeah, I mean, I can't really say it much better myself. FURIA may have just gotten their own heads too much during the draft. I don't know if they had too much focus on this kind of disruptor thing and countering for it, and put themselves in an awkward spot for the laning phase. But very commanding position for Business Associates early on. They're hoping to score a series win here to keep themselves in the upper bracket. But that is just game number 1, folks. We are going to go to a break. When we return, game number 2 of FURIA versus Business Associates. This is the Beyond the Summit Pro Series, sponsored by Monster.